Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to learn about the topic arithmetic progression. Okay, so what does an arithmetic progression means? Arithmetic progression, which is in short form called as AP. Short form of arithmetic progression is AP, is a list of number in which each term. What is this each term? Each terms means suppose we are taking an example of AP 1, 2, 3, 4 to 100. Okay, so this 1, this 2, this 3, this is called as each term. These are called as each term. So the list of numbers in which each term is obtained by adding a fixed number. What we are getting? We are getting a fixed number. That means if we are adding 1 with 1, okay, we are adding 1 plus 1, we get 2. Okay, in our second term 2, if we are adding again 1, we are getting the third number 3. So we are adding a certain fixed number to the preceding term. This fixed number is called as D. That means in our case D is equals to 1 because we are adding in every succeeding order we are adding our plus 1. So this plus 1 becomes our fixed number. So to the preceding number except the first term. The fixed number D is called as common difference. What is this fixed number D called as? This fixed number D is called as your common difference. Okay, this is called as common difference. And to write the general formula of AP is, so for AP you should know the following terms. Okay, so for AP, if I'm taking the example of, AP is equals to 100, 70, then 40 and so on. Okay, so as I can see over here, my first term, my 100 will be considered as A. Okay, so my first term is 100. My second term is considered as A2. What it is considered as? A2. This third term is considered as A3. Okay, so for finding your D, how can you find out your D? So you can find out D is equals to A2 minus A1. Okay, so for our D, if I am subtracting 70 minus 100, okay, so it will gives me minus 30. Okay, so minus 30 becomes my value of D. It is not compulsory that you have to minus A2 minus A1. You can also go for A3 minus A2. Okay, so what is my A3? My A3 is 40 minus 70. Okay, so 40 minus 70 also gives me minus 30. So as you can see clearly over here, my D is same for both the conditions. That means these are following the same fixed number pattern. That means they are having this value of D as a same. So this A becomes my AP. Okay. Now AP are of two types. AP are of two types. Okay. First one is finite AP and second one is infinite AP. Okay, second one is infinite AP. Now what is the difference between finite AP? So if I am taking the example 1 where I have taken the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, the last number was already given to me. That means I know where to stop. That means this is called as my kind of finite AP. Okay, this is called as my finite AP. Next, for infinite AP, I don't know where to stop. It is continuous. 40 minus 30, that means it is going on continuously. This type of AP is called as infinite AP. Okay, this type is called as infinite AP. Okay, so what we have learned, AP has a particular difference between the numbers. That means they have particular D for same number. That means if I am adding 1 to my 1, they are continuously adding 1 in my numbers. So this 1 and 1. This becomes my AP because they are having the same difference. Okay. The AP can be written as A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D in a successive consecutive manner. Okay. So if anybody asks you the formula of A3, you can simply write one number less from this. That means A plus 2D. What becomes the formula of A3? A plus 2D. Same way, if anybody asks you the formula of A5, your formula becomes A plus 4D. What thing you need to keep in mind, whenever any kind of number, any kind of term is asked, you should just subtract 1 from that number. You will get the answer. Okay. The fixed number is called as the common difference. This fixed number is called as common difference of an AP. And remember that it can be positive number, or it can be a negative number, or it can be 0 as well. Let's take the example, another example. Example, I am taking 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay. So in my case, my A is equals to 3. My A2 equals to 3. My A3 equals to 3. Okay. My all the terms over here are 3. That means they are following the perfect order of 0. Their common difference is 0. That means if I am adding 0 with 3, it gives me 3. If I am subtracting 3 from 0, it's also giving me 3 only. That means if they are following the same pattern along the whole cycle, it's considered as the AP. So this is also considered as your AP. The fact over here is the value of D will here be 0. Okay. Okay, so moving on to our next formula based sum. In an AP with the first term A and common difference D. Okay, so we are having an AP in which first term is A and common difference is D. The nth term is given by. Usually the nth term means your last term. Your nth term means your last term. So in this case, my last term was already given, which is 100. So AN is also called as your last term. AN is called as your last term. What it is called as? It is called as last term. It is also be denoted by L in some cases. Sometimes it is denoted by L. Okay. So you need to remember this formula where AN equals to A plus N minus 1D. What is your formula? AN. AN means your last term. What is A? A means your first term. N means the number of term you need to find out. And D means common difference. So learn the formula. AN equals to A plus N minus 1D. Again, what is the formula? AN equals to A plus N minus 1D. So, by applying this formula in few questions, let's have a quick look for better understand. Okay, for better understanding, let's have a quick look. Okay, we are asked for the 10th term. Which term they have asked? 10th term. Okay, so we need to find A 10th. Okay, this is our question mark, that we need to find A 10. Where our A is, first of all, write down what you have. Your A is 2. Your D is, how you will find your D? So I have my A as 2. My A2 is equals to 7 and my A3 is equals to 12. So how can I find my D? I can find it out by A2 minus A, or I can find it out by D is equals to A3 minus A2. Let's check whether it is a AP or not. So 7 minus 2 gives me 5. Same way, 12 minus 7. It also gives me 5. Is it my AP? Yes, they are moving ahead with the preceding number by adding 5 into it. Okay. So this is my AP. What they've asked for? They've asked for the 10th term. What will my formula become? So in this case, my N becomes 10. What becomes my N? They've asked for the nth term, number of terms. So this number of term becomes my N. Which term they have asked for, that numbers becomes my N. So write down your formula. AN equals to A plus N minus 1D. Okay. So this is my formula. What I need to find out? I need to find out A 10. So whenever I will see N, I will write it down 10 over there. Okay. What is my A? My A is 2 plus 10 minus 1 into, what is my D? My D is 5. Okay. So 2 plus 10 minus 1, that means 9 into 5. Okay. So I get my answer 2 plus 9 5s are 45. So my A10 becomes, A10 is equals to 47. This becomes my final answer of A10, the question which I was asked for. Find out the 10th term. That means the 10th number of this AP will be 47. Okay. Now, next question. Check whether the 301 term is the list term of the list is number 5, 11, 17 or 23. That means we are this asks for checking that whether this 301 terms belongs to this AP. So let's go for it. In this case, our AP is equals to, write it down first, that 5, 11, 17, 23 and so on. Okay. Where our A becomes 5, A2 becomes 11, A3 becomes 17, A4 becomes 23. Okay. So now check whether it is an AP or not. How can you check it? A2 minus A and A3 minus A2. You can go for A4 minus A3 as well, but I am stopping with 2 only. So 11 minus 5. It becomes 6. So my D is equals to 6. For first case, same way D equals to 17 minus 11. This also brings me 6. That means this is my AP. Okay. I need to find out this 301 term. So I need to find out is many term. So this 301 becomes my AN for this case, that I need to find out on which number does my 301 comes in this AP. So write down the formula. AN equals to A plus N minus 1 D. Okay, so instead of AN, you will write 301 equals to, what is my A? My A is 5 plus N, we don't know on which number does it come. So we will write N, that and only N minus 1 D is my 6. Okay, so this plus by changing its sign, it will go for 301 minus 5. So 301 minus 5 equals to N minus 1 into 6. Okay. So 301 minus 5 gives me 296. 296 equals to N minus 1 into 6. Now 6 is in my multiplication. It will go in denominator. So divide 296 divide by 6 gives me N minus 1. Okay. So it gives me a decimal answer. So you should know that it is not getting cancelled if I am cutting it with the help of 2. So 2 3s are 6, 2 1s are 2, 2 4s are 8 and 2 8s are 16. That means my answer is 148 upon 3 is equals to N minus 1. So in this case, my N should be in a, as we have learned earlier, that my N can be or D can be positive, negative or 0. Same way your N can be positive, negative, but it can't be in a fraction format. It can't be in a fraction format. Okay. So this does not becomes your N. So that means your 301 is not the part of the list. So you can write over here, no, 301 does not comes in an AP. Okay. Not come in AP. Clear? So for being the part of an AP, the number should be in a whole number, not in a fraction. We have another formula which we need to learn is the sum of first n terms. That means if we are adding these numbers, that means if we are adding 8 plus 3 plus minus 2, what SN will you get? So when you are adding your AP, what will be the sum of first 22 numbers? It is asked over here. So whenever the sum is asked, you need to apply the formula of SN. What is your formula? SN is equals to N upon 2. 2A plus N minus 1D. Learn after me. SN, that means sum, is equals to N upon 2 bracket 2A plus N minus 1D. So for this case, we are asked for sum of first 22 terms. What does this 22 become? So N equals to 22 over here because they have asked for the 22nd term. In this case, what is our A? Our A is 8. What is our D? So D can be found out with A2 minus A. That means 3 minus 8. Okay. So 3 minus 8 gives me minus 5. And okay, now you need to find out by substituting all the value in the equation, substitute your formula. Sn is equals to n upon 2, 2a plus n minus 1 d. Okay. So we need to find the Sn. Sn equals to, that means S22 equals to 22 upon 2, 2 into 8 plus, wherever I will see n, I will substitute 22 minus 1. What is my d? My d is minus 5. So 2 11s are 22. So S22 equals to 11 into 8 2s are 16 plus 22 into minus 21 equals to 21 into minus 5. Multiply 21 into 5. That means 11 into 16 plus 21 into 5 gives me minus 105. Okay, now plus minus minus. So 11 into 16 minus 105 minus 16. It gives me 89. So 11 into 89, but it will be negative. So 89 into 11 gives me S22 equals to minus 979. So my S summation of 22 terms will give me minus 979. Okay, this was your formula for Sn when you are asked for sum of the all APs. Okay. Now, the second format for this Sn is when you are given a last term directly. If L is the last term of an AP, as I mentioned earlier, An is also called as last term. It is also denoted by L. So, if the last term of finite AP say nth term, then the sum of all term of AP can be given by this formula. Is very important, used very little use, but you have to remember it. Sn is equals to n upon 2 a plus L. So in this case, when you will see that you have to find Sn by this formula or the above mentioned formula. So for this formula, you should keep in mind that your An should be given. That means your last term should be given. Okay, when there is last term given to your formula or in your equations, your questions, then you can apply this formula where I have given A is equal to 8, Sn is equals to 62, 210 and An is equals to 62. I need to find my N and D. So let's check it out. So substitute a formula. Sn is equals to N upon 2 A plus L, where my Sn is equals to 210 equals to my N. I don't know, so I will write N. What is my A? 8 plus what is my L? It's 62. Okay, so 62 plus 8 gives me 70. So I will get 210 equals to N upon 2 bracket 70. Yes, 2 ones are 2, 235s are. Now this becomes 210 equals to 35N. Now 35 is in multiplication. Where will it go? It will go in denominator. So 210 divided by 35. So it becomes N 35. That means you will get 6. 35 6 are 210. So you will get N. Therefore, N is equals to 6. You got your answer of N. Yes, you got your answer of N where N is equals to 6. Now you need to find out your D as well. How you will find out your D? So you can go for An is equals to A plus N minus 1D. Yes, you can, where An is equals to 62 plus what is your A? Your A is 8 plus N means 6 minus 1 and D, that means you don't know. So 62 minus 8 equals to 5D. Okay. So 62 minus 8 equals to 62 minus 8, which will be equals to 54 is equals to 5D. That means 54 upon 5 equals to D. 10.8 will be your D difference. Okay. So this way you can do your sums. I hope you understand, and follow for the next chapter as well. In the next video, we will do some illustration regarding to this chapter, and make sure to learn the arithmetic progression. It's very important. Okay.